NTD's Kay Rubacek has been down at the U.S.-Mexico border this week. Accompanying her is a Mexican cartel expert. Down at the banks of the Rio Grande in the middle of the night, they see smugglers transporting raft load after raft load of illegal immigrants, over 100 in just a few hours. But what else are the cartels up to while the Border Patrol is occupied? Find out in this NTD exclusive report.
I'm at the Roma port of entry in the southern border of Texas. Above me is the legal port of entry via this bridge. But behind me is the Rio Grande River, which is being used on a daily and nightly basis by the Mexican cartels to bring people across the river illegally into the US. Soon after we arrived, a thunderstorm approached. Hail and rain were also on their way.
Even as we've got this bad weather coming, it never shuts down here. This is ground zero for transnational crime.
Jaeson Jones, an expert on Mexican cartels and retired captain from the Texas Department of Public Safety, is accompanying us along the river. Just moments ago, we saw a raft not far away crossing the river, and National Guards responded immediately. To our surprise, Jones says even the brunt of this storm won't deter the cartels from crossing the Rio Grande River. It will in fact do the opposite.
Drugs are backed up. They're already pushing them to the border, ready to surge as soon as this storm hits, because they know it's going to slow down law enforcement's response. So what they'll do is they'll surge in multiple places. At every bend in the river up here, they're going to move narcotics, they're going to move people, and they're going to cause a massive movement at one time in multiple locations. So while law enforcement may knock down one drug load, let's say, or one group of people, they'll miss the others.
Last night, we were down on the river's edge. Here you can see a smuggler rowing raft after raft of women and children. Several heavily pregnant women were on board, and all adults had at least one child with them. One woman carried a baby only 40 days old. Over the course of just a few hours, we saw over 100 immigrants being transported across the river and then escorted to a temporary immigration processing station manned by Border Patrol agents. Jones sees groups like this coming across all the time, but his main concern is not immigration. It is what's entering the country while Border Patrol agents are occupied. He knows the cartel's tactics all too well.
It's tying up National Guard units along with Border Patrol because they're responding to this guy right now and to this raft that just crossed. But at the same time, here come the drugs upriver and downriver. Immigration is one part of this, but we've got to address the overdose deaths and the violence that's being caused as a direct result of our immigration laws. We can't have the amount of drugs flowing into our country that are killing our citizens, like fentanyl and methamphetamine. And the fix to that is really looking to Mexico's issues with the cartels and how powerful they are, but also what they've evolved into. We've never seen this before.
The battles between the Mexican cartels just across the river in Mexico are seen and heard by local residents and authorities. Jones says this stretch of the border we're on right now is prime real estate for the cartels because there's no border wall. On the Mexican side of the river, battles often break out between rival cartels for control over the territory. Back in December 2020 and in March this year, Jones caught two shootouts on camera. In this footage, you can hear the battle taking place only just across the river.
The thing about these gun battles that I think would really surprise most Americans is that this involves 50 caliber belt-fed machine guns at your border. This involves trade craft that the cartels have honed, working with paramilitary groups, former military special forces. You've got 40 millimeter grenades going off down here. It is back-to-back violence, and that crosses into the country.
There is literally a massive storm heading down towards us right now, and as we speak, the Mexican cartels are still moving rafts across the river, bringing either drugs or people over into the US. And experts on the ground say this is not looking to end anytime soon.